What is up, everybody? Suburban Legend here, and today I am pleased to bring you a Battlefield Hardline beta gameplay. I gotta give a huge shout out to my man Statham33 for hooking me up with this beta code. Give him a follow on Twitter and tell him that he's the man for hooking me up with a beta code so I can give you guys some gameplay. I apologize for not posting for a couple weeks, but I've been playing this game non-stop. I wanted to get as much footage as possible until before the beta ended. And I absolutely love the crap out of this game. This game is so much fun, and for me it's an absolute day one purchase. So that's enough about this game. Enjoy this 16-1 gameplay in the background. I had a heck of a game right here. This was the last game I actually played before the beta closed, so I was doing alright. But nevertheless, this commentary is not really about Battlefield. This is about what happened to me last weekend. I have just a crazy story to share with you guys. I think I'm alright sharing this with you. I'm not positive, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, let me preface this story by saying I live in a small town, very small town, quiet neighborhood. I do live near a busy street, kind of in the middle of town, but my town doesn't have crime, really. There's almost no murders or gunshots or shootings or robberies. I mean, stuff like that just really doesn't happen where I live. So to see something like this happen is just absolutely insane, and to actually be sort of involved in it is even crazier to me. But as the title of this video says, did I witness a murder last weekend? So basically what happened is I'm out mowing my lawn, like I do, just out chilling, mowing my lawn. Shut off my mower. I was going to walk around to the side of my house, which is near that busy street, and this truck drives by as I'm walking to the side of my house, and I can hear this guy's got his girlfriend in the truck, and she's just screaming at him, just laying into him. Geez, this guy must have, stayed up late last night playing the Hardline beta or something, not giving his girl enough attention. I don't know what he did, but he was getting it pretty good from her, so I was kind of watching, and, not much goes on in my town, so to see someone drive by yelling is kind of that doesn't happen every day. So, watching the truck drive away, and he slams on his brakes. I'm still standing in my yard about 20 yards behind this truck, and I'm looking straight through his back window. This guy slams on his brakes, so I'm thinking, you better not punch your girlfriend, dude, because he just had that look in his eyes when he drove by, like this dude was crazy and he had had enough shit for one day. So anyways, he had that look in his eye, and I'm sitting there thinking, God, this guy's gonna punch her or something. Lo and behold, he did not punch her, but he raised his arm up. I could see through the back of the window. I couldn't see a gun because I couldn't see that well through the back of his window, but he did raise a gun up right at her head, and all of a sudden I hear bang. The gun went off straight at her, and then I didn't hear anything. Like I said, she had been screaming at him, and then after the gun went off, silence. And he didn't speed away right away. He sat there for about 3 seconds, and there was just nothing. They both had their windows down, so I would have heard if there was any chatter or screaming, and I heard nothing. And then he sped around the corner. But before he did, I was able to kind of peek back around my fence. I kind of dove when I heard the gunshot. Looked back around the fence, I was able to get his license plate number. And then he sped off around the corner. I couldn't really see much. So I ran inside, I called 911, told them there were shots fired on my corner where I lived at. And I told her it was possibly a murder because, I told her, like I said, the girl was yelling, and then he fired a shot at her head, and I didn't hear anything after that. I mean, I was pretty shooken up after seeing this. Thankfully, I had the presence of mind to give the guy's license number, to jot it down and give it to police. And within seconds, I mean, my neighborhood was crawling with police officers, which is the good thing about living in a small town, I guess, is they're able to keep you safe. But it was crazy, so I didn't really know much. Dispatch actually called me back about 10 minutes later. She told me the guy had fled from his truck, and they were looking for a better description of him so they could track him down. I gave her the best description I could, but I had only seen him for a split second as he drove by, so I couldn't give him anything amazing as far as a description. I couldn't give him a tattoo or anything or a height. He was in his truck. But luckily, they were able to track him down, and they had this whole neighborhood blocked off where he fled from his truck. I guess I'm lucky I was able to give him their license number because they caught him right away. It turns out he led police on a high-speed pursuit right after that. And I didn't have any idea if I did witness a murder or not. I didn't know what was going on. I knew the shot was fired, so that's why I called police. Then they made me come into the cop shop and give them a statement, just telling them what I saw. They still wouldn't tell me anything. They just said maybe stay at a friend's house tonight, so I did. And as I was in the cop shop, I saw the whole SWAT team geared up, so I knew something was about to happen. and went to bed that night not knowing what was going on, if I was going to have to testify in a trial, if I was going to have to go in the witness protection program, if the guy's a drug dealer or something. I had no idea what was going on. You know, I watch probably way too many movies, so my mind is going crazy. Luckily, my newspaper published a story the next day with the real story of what happened. It turned out the guy did fire a shot at his girlfriend's head, but she escaped uninjured. I don't know if he was just trying to shut her up, or if she was able to, you know, move the gun away or duck or get away from the shot, but somehow she escaped uninjured. Cops chased him into a neighborhood, and he hid in someone's backyard for a few hours until nightfall. And then he ended up trying to approach the officers with a gun in his hand, and he wouldn't stand down, so they ended up, SWAT team actually ended up taking him out, and he died at the hospital that night, so he's off the streets. Story turns out that he was in a stolen truck, which is why they couldn't get his description, why they called me back for a better description. He had a bunch of stolen goods in the vehicle, and basically he was just a guy who was up to no good. So crazy story. Thankfully I didn't witness a murder, and that lady was able to escape unharmed, but bad guy off the streets, I guess. But just a crazy story I thought I'd share with you guys. Alright, peace.